to Waking Up with Plants. My name is Madeleen and I work together with plant consciousness on the embodiment of all our life's energy and life qualities. In the episodes here we walk through inner landscapes and the plants share their body wisdom and help integrate that wisdom into our lives. The spirit of Ribwort Plantain or narrow leaf plantain continues this week with a second message. Last week they shared about the boundary membrane that envelops our biofield or aura and how to discharge this layer through physical touch. This week is about strengthening boundaries. Plantain shares an inner conduct practice that strengthens this outer layer, which forms the boundary and filter with the outside world. They start by showing the lines on their leaves, the deep veins or grains, and say that we also have the quality and intelligence of these veins in the field around us. And they refer to these lines as longitudes, as the longitudes around the Earth on our maps. They show that these veins or longitudes function like rain gutters. So the incoming energy that does not support our well-being has no impact and is drained directly as water from a gutter. Here's what Plantain shares. You are built to rise up and float lightly on the surface of this earth. Not to slowly but surely collapse and crumble, weighed down by the weight of life. When inner lines weaken, outer longitudes or boundaries weaken. Let me explain what I mean by this. Your posture is a good example. Your body posture has an impact on the vitality of the field surrounding you that keeps you in form. Slouched, slumped, sitting or moving has a different effect than doing so with a straight posture and an upright spine. They show the physical exercises such as yoga, where you train, your inner muscles and ligaments, bandhas, and strengthen such a posture. Your posture affects the way life energy flows through your whole system and can nourish your system. Your posture influences whether energy can continue to flow in vital and healthy patterns, whether it flows with an harmonic geometry, so that your field and body can remain strong and vital. Today I won't focus on the training of your physical posture, but we'll explore an inner heart-mind posture attitude. Let's look at when you choose to speak and what words you choose to speak with and the impact that it has. Plantain shows their leaf as a sword and a tongue at the same time. And say, last time we talked about how to clear the way for heartfelt interactions so your words do not distort or cloud on their way out. Think of your tongue as a sword or pen, carving or writing your words. You can read these words more clearly on an unscratched background. Now we focus on how and when to use your sword, pen, or tongue. With what conduct? I appear before you today in the form of a knight. Plantain shows a link with their Latin name Plantago lanceolata and the knight Lancelot. They say, let's revive chivalry. A sense of honor carried in every word, deed, and thought. Honor that is built upon inner values. What are your core values? From what place do you decide to act or not to act? Your core values determine the state of your outer boundary lines, or as I call them here, longitudes. You strengthen these by acting in the way you like to be treated, received, approached yourself. And Plantain reminds me here of a quote from, I think, Socrates, that goes something like, "Before you speak, ask yourself, is what you're about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it helpful? And is it kind? And if the answer is no, it may be better not to speak." Yes, I think this is a great filter to put into your system. This way you ensure to speak without rough edges, act with a clean blade. Not to attack, prove, persuade, or force. These are all signs of dirt on your blade. The great thing is, while you practice this and your inner self strengthens, your outer protection layer is simultaneously strengthened. The filter that decides what information to take in and what to direct through your gutters out of your experience. For example, if you choose not to speak ill of another being, malice in general will eventually have zero effect on you. By not choosing it yourself, you program your filter system with delete all malice. And this stretches far beyond the energy of ill words only. Ultimately, this is an exercise in self-worth. And let me tell you, you are always worthy of being treated with more love, not less. And your environment always thrives with more love. Every interaction of any kind benefits from more love, not less. You can practice this yourself before you express something to someone. Try different versions of what you want to share. Different words, sentences create completely different spaces, different fields for your message. They can have a totally different impact because of the perspective they offer. Choose the words with the largest window, that lets the most light through, that brings across your message in the most clear way, with the least baggage. This also means without being overly careful. The being in front of you has the right to be treated as equal and as capable. Your choice of words creates your world. With the words you choose, you shape your reality. This is how the human collective creates their entire reality, in a very physical way. Speaking truthfully from the heart is not easy for many humans. In the plant session, I will work with the throat chakra, because in many humans a barrier has formed here in their early years. Formed when clear words of inner truth were spoken but shut down. We will clean this up, clearing the way to choose the words you want to choose to create the world you want to create. Words that you use harmfully, offensively, subversively, and pay attention because this can be very subtle, have a way of backfiring at you. Same goes for thoughts, by the way. Words are simply a physical manifestation of thoughts. Don't make manifest what you don't wish to create. Make this your chivalrous, honorable conduct wherever you go, and you will make love, not war. I never choose to go to war, but I will use my sword if necessary. This requires great discernment, for when is it necessary to draw your sword? This is something you will have to figure out for yourself. What is good for your heart? How can you walk this earth with an open heart like that of a child, because it knows itself to be completely held by clear boundaries? Rather than an external defense matter, it is the internalized self-talk that needs observation. And if you can't hear your self-talk, hear it echoed in how you think of others. And if you find harsh inner voices, do not immediately gallop towards them with sword in hand. It is the laying down of the sword and the stretching out of a hand that makes peace. Treat yourself as you wish to be welcomed in this world every day. This is how you rise from your core, from your middle line. And plantain shows their stem rising powerfully in dignity, supported by strong fibers. From this core, your inner crown will grow, but we will talk about that next time. Then I will share how to grow cosmic antenna, enabling you to know things before they happen, and how to become invincible by becoming defenseless, like the elven and samurai. And with that, Plantain ends their message for this time. Wow, this gives a lot to contemplate on, doesn't it? I like in this message that it sticks to a practice, a conduct that we can tune in with now, but it also gives these openings on where we are going in terms of the potential that we have to create reality in this world. So yeah, I thank Plantain for these openings, for giving these hints and openings on deeper levels. And I'd like to take this moment as well to acknowledge what Plantain didn't speak on, because they had this very clear intention of bringing through help for us in this area of using our words. But there's obviously this big topic of how we use our words, thoughts, deeds, and how that affects so many other species on this planet. I just want to acknowledge that, and I honor Plantain for bringing through their intention so purely. Right, that's it for this week. I'm really looking forward to share next week's message with you. If you'd like to take the plant session and work, for example, with the throat chakra, I leave the information for that in the description box. The plant session is body activation from Plantain, working deeply within your body with your consciousness and activating the wisdom of these messages. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will connect with you again next week.